Hello everyone. Hello Instagram, hello Facebook, hello YouTube. It's really good to be here. Hi you guys. Hi Wes. Hello, hello, hello. So good to be here with you guys today. Greatest of all time. I knew somebody was going to ask about October 4th. Hi, Chad. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Jules. Oh my goodness gracious. I feel like every time I jump on live, there's so much energy moving around on this planet. There's so much happening in the collective field. There's so much happening in our individual fields. There's a really powerful message that I want to share this morning with everyone. First of all, it's good to be back. I got back from Dublin, Ireland, and thank you everyone that joined me live and on the virtual platform. It was a lot of fun. It was exhausting for me to go there in a couple of days and come back, but it's always such a pleasure to be in other countries with all of you guys. It's been crazy. Yes, it has. It's anyway, how am I feeling today? Very different than I did yesterday and very different than I did the day before. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about today. And thank you guys for being here. Hello, Dublin. Okay, so first of all, one of the things that I always talk about, and I just feel like this is extremely, 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 extremely important right now and going forward every moment, is we're going to have to start to get used to recognizing two things. One, that we are not, there is very little that we can control. And what you're going to start to realize, if you're not already realizing it, is that everything is changing all day long, every day. And if you're not realizing that in your life, I encourage you to get more present. Because the more that you are in your life feeling everything that you're feeling, the more you will realize that everything is constantly changing. Everything. And what this gives you, what this gifts you, is the ability to recognize that whatever you are in is not permanent. Every feeling, every emotion, every thought, every behavior, every relation, everything is changing always, constantly. And this is one of the things that happens as we navigate, as we move through this evolution. Hi, Paula. Is that you are not in charge of changing what you're experiencing. The more that you try to change your emotions, change your thoughts, change your behaviors, the more you are going to be stuck in a state of suffering. And I think this is one of the hardest things for us to wrap our heads around, especially if you're in a lot of pain right now, emotionally, physically, mentally. We are remembering or learning how to be in a state of acceptance, allowance, and flow, where we remember that not only are we safe to be in whatever it is that we're experiencing, because you are, there is an empowerment that comes. There's an empowerment that comes when you stop running from what you're experiencing. When you realize that whatever you're in, a couple days ago, I was in some deep stuff, some dark stuff, and it was uncomfortable, and I wanted out, and I didn't know how long it was going to last, right? But I knew that everything changes, that whatever I was in would undoubtedly change. And that what it gifts me is the ability to remember that I am safe to feel it. I'm okay to feel it. I'm not going to die. And this is extremely important because then when we do this, when we realize that we can feel anything, when we realize we can experience anything, we can't be controlled. It totally feels horrible, beauty, love, and light. You know, and it feels horrible in the sense that when these emotions or these energies move through the body, we feel out of control. We are programmed to try to stay in a state of control, to change what we're experiencing, which creates fear. Okay? When you have a fear of feeling something, a fear of being in something, you can be controlled. When you can recognize that what you're feeling isn't you, that what you're experiencing isn't you, and that the gift in each moment of feeling sad or miserable or scared or in suffering is the gift of freedom, is the gift of being able to be in it and not destroy you, then you're constantly learning how to settle back into you, into this body, into your natural state, this God essence that you are. And you become empowered. You no longer live in fear. You stop being controlled. You stop being controlled by your thoughts. You stop being controlled by the external world. Here's another thing that's happening, you guys, right now, and this is even more important. This kind of energy that I've been feeling and tapping into is not going away. It's getting stronger. And I've had a couple of really powerful teachers reach out to me lately, kind of experiencing similar things. There is, and I talked about this in my last live, but there is an energy, a collective energy right now that needs to continue to be seen, and it's a distraction. We have to remember that there is this energetic kind of battle almost that's happening. Okay? You can't see it, you can only feel it. And it's a battle that I like to see as empowerment or disempowerment. Okay? Your natural state of being or the illusion. The illusion is you're not safe. You're controlled by the external world. You're always trying to control what's happening. There's some sort of state of suffering, running from, changing, fixing. Okay, that's the illusion. That's the way we are programmed to be on this planet. The natural state is I am free, I am safe, I am embodied, I am not emotion, I am not thought, I am not behavior. Right? I can let go of controlling, I can be in flow. And what's happening right now from an energetic battle type of experience is that the powers that be, the energies that are continuing to try to control humanity, which is what's happening, is creating more and more distraction. Distraction is stories. Distraction is external. Distraction is listen to this, pay attention to this. This is coming next. Have you heard about this? You know, how are you going to fix this? What are your trauma responses? What's your attachment style? How do I fix? It's distraction after distraction after distraction. Feed you, 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 feed you. Listen to this. Don't listen to this. Pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that. It's overwhelming right now. You get on social media and it is probably the most poisonous thing that we could be doing is being on this device right now. You know, because what happens is it's like there is, you know, your body is absorbing or digesting subtle information that you're not even aware of, that pulls you out of you, that makes you feel unsafe, that makes you feel confused, that makes you feel like you need something externally to be okay. You know, it's crazy to me, the amount of distraction that we are falling for. You know, the amount of stories that we are buying into. I don't know about you, but the biggest, strongest pull for me right now is being in stillness. Being inward, going inward. Which is where true empowerment lies, where we can't be controlled. These subtle control mechanisms they're subtle, you guys. They're subtle. We have to move back into an embodied state where we're feeling everything. Everything. The more that you can be in the body feeling, the more intense it's going to feel, the more sensitive it's going to feel. Okay, so the more you may feel like you're losing your mind, the more you may look around and see all kinds of, shadowy parts of humans. It can feel like it's draining your body. It's not draining your body. It's igniting your body. It's igniting your body. Your body's turning on. The more that we are the more that we pour our energy into the external world, okay, like these stupid things about October 4th, okay, that everybody's wrapping their heads around, or anything else that's coming down the chute that people want to grab onto. We have to start realizing, as energetic beings, that the world is going to continue to feed us fear-based narratives under the disguise that it is for our highest good and to empower us. And it's all utter bullshit. Everything that is trying to feed you something, telling you that it's empowering you, is mind control. Everything. The moment that humanity stops paying attention to all of the narratives and the distractions in the external world and starts to just go inward and realize that they're God, that their absolute essence is awareness, everything changes. Everything changes. So many people believe that they have broken free from the matrix, or that they are awake and, they can see through everything. And then yet they still get distracted by these ridiculous stories. Not to go down a rabbit hole, but we are being poisoned on every level. Mind, body, our spirit or our light's trying to be poisoned. This is happening all the time. What happens when these narratives come out about specific days, or when these fear-based narratives come out and millions of people grab onto it, it creates disempowerment. When you realize that you're God, when you realize that you're the absolute essence of everything, and you really start practicing that, this all seems like an absolute joke. You kind of start to laugh because you realize that none of it matters. The way we change an entire human collective is internally, your own state of being. How you are being in the world. If you continue to get caught up in what, the world is doing to us or doing to you, you're missing the point. What the powers that be, these systems that control us, what they want from us is to continue to create these illusionary beliefs that we're not free, safe, and empowered. Anything that makes you feel unsafe, disempowered, and not free, pay attention to. Any person, story, video, it doesn't matter. If it makes you feel unsafe, disempowered, and not free, turn it off. The distractions are things that you are consuming that you're not aware of. And it's getting louder and louder and louder, and we're not even aware of what we are consuming anymore. Consuming meaning coming into the mind and into the body and putting us in even more of a zombified state than we've ever been in. Humanity thinks that they're more awake than they ever have been. And I would argue that although we are more awake in terms of understanding the systems we are in, we are being more and more subtly mind controlled than ever before. How do you feel before you go on social media? How do you feel after you go on social media? Do you even know? Do you even recognize? How do you feel before you watch a YouTube video? How do you feel after you watch a YouTube video? Do you know? Do you actually recognize? How do you feel before you listen to somebody and after you listen to somebody? Do you actually feel it? Are you aware of what you feel when you're listening to someone? Are you aware? Are you aware of what you are consuming all day long? Are you aware of what you're thinking all day long? Are you aware of what you're feeling all day long? See, this is why it's so courageous to be in this human evolution right now. Because the way through isn't changing and fixing and getting out of this. The way through is to feel all of it, knowing it's not you. Feel all of it. So you're becoming a feeling machine, not a logic mind machine. This is the only way through, is that we stop getting out, being in the mind, and we start being in body. You start trusting body over mind. Where are you controlled? You're controlled in mind, not in body. How do you free yourselves? You get in body and you feel everything. Well, how do you feel everything? You stop judging it. You stop changing it. You stop fixing it. You stop trying to get out of it. Well, how do you do that? You be in it. Well, if I be in it, it's going to stay. No, it only stays if you're attached to it, if you believe that it's you. The only reason anything stays is because you're attached to it and you believe that it is you, and therefore you believe you need to change it. Every single thing that you experience is not you, and it's designed to move through you, and it moves, and then something else arises. Everything. This is such an important message that humans have a really difficult time understanding. You're not designed to be in suffering. You're not designed to have to change and fix and run from. You're not designed to be in fear. In fact, the moment that we hear any message that is inundated with fear, that is drenched in fear, we wouldn't even listen to it. We'd turn it off. It wouldn't matter. But we argue for these fears. We argue, we discuss it. It's like we're addicted to the fear. We don't even see it. It's a massive, massive disempowered state. Anytime you find yourself getting caught up in, including how we're being poisoned, in whether it's food or water or 5G, I want you to think about something for a moment, okay? Pay attention to the subtle difference between these things are happening, right? These things are happening right now. This may or may not happen. I'll do what I can to create the best environment for myself, but I'm good, I'm free, I'm safe. I'm going through this. I'm going to navigate this. I'm not going to run. It's a more receptive energy. Bring it on. It's a receptive energy as opposed to, holy shit, what the fuck? What am I going to do? How am I going to get through this? This is going to be horrible. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's restrictive. It's tight. It's fear-based. Same experiences that's happening on the planet, just experienced in very different ways. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to the amount of energy that you are throwing out to other people, to other things. We are being poisoned isn't a fear-based narrative. It's just like saying, I have a sunburn, right? We are being poisoned is I have a sunburn, right? Or, I'm losing my hair. I'm getting old. I'm aging. The more that you just recognize it is what it is, and you decide how you're going to be with it. This is the key. How are you choosing to be with it? Right? Are you going to be in fear with it? Are you going to continue to talk about it and obsess over it? Or are you simply going to say, this is what it is? I'll do the things that I can in my life with the awareness that I have, but I'm going to fucking live my life in peace and in joy and in love. I'm going to watch animal videos. I'm going to explore nature. I'm going to love people more. I'm going to be more kind. I'm going to open my heart more. I'm going to try to ground more into my body and allow myself to feel everything. I'm going to stop talking poorly or badly about myself. I'm going to stop talking poorly or badly about other people. What really matters in this life? How are you treating yourself and how are you treating others? That's what matters. All these fucking narratives that are going to continue to create fear is only putting you in more of a disempowered, unsafe place that we have been most of our lives. And it's not how we change this world. We change this world by changing how we be in the world. That's how we change it. So pay attention today or any day or whenever you're watching this. Pay attention. Please try to pay attention to how you feel before and after something. You completely ignore the stupid broadcast shit. Ignore all the nonsense that creates fear. Listen, anything... If we actually knew the shit that was truly happening behind the scenes to us, we would never leave our houses, okay? There is more crazy shit happening than you and I will ever know right now. And so these little things drop. Oh my God, okay, here it comes. And The systems that be that are controlling us laugh at how we just grab onto it. And our energy is, the amount of energy that we exude over these stories is worse than what you think you paying attention to it is doing. We've got to wake up out of this. I'm sorry, but we do. We are like little mice or rabbits or, herding the cows. Watch what happens. We're going to give them this narrative and they're going to go crazy and they're going to eat it up. We fucking eat this shit up and we share it and we post it and it just spreads disempowerment and fear through the lens of empowerment. The second we stop giving a shit about these stories is the moment we break free and we become empowered. Listen, the world is a chaotic, energetic battle. The most powerful place that you as consciousness can be is inside your body, feeling everything, knowing that you are safe and free to feel everything, to see everything, to be awake to everything, and you don't give a shit any longer. Like a honey badger, I don't give a fuck. All that matters is that I'm in my body, my energy is inward, I am feeling everything, I am seeing everything, I am aware of everything, and nothing externally is going to pull me from peace, from calm, from alignment, from flow, from your God essence. Everything else is distracting you under the guise and the illusion that it's going to free you in some way. It's going to empower you in some way. There is more, hi Brandy, there is more happening out there that you can't see, that you are not told. Thank God we're not told it, because it would take us even longer to move through this evolution. If we stopped listening to any story that created fear under the guise of empowerment and knowledge, this planet would evolve much faster. The more that we bite, the more that we play in it, the more that we discuss it, the more that we talk about it, the more we are digesting it, the bigger it becomes. The more distracted we are from going inward and recognizing who we are as God in form. We literally need to be honey badgers and say, I don't give a fuck anymore. Excuse my language. I don't give a fuck. What does it matter if you have this knowledge and this information if you're not in your body trusting that you can feel everything? Let me tell you something, my friends. If you don't trust and feel everything in your body, if you're still running from things that you're feeling, if you're still trying to change what you're feeling, it doesn't matter what these systems are doing externally. You're always going to be in suffering, disempowerment, out of alignment. How do you know when something is real? Listen, it could all be real. It doesn't matter. That's the key here. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. What matters is, how are you being in this? How are you being? How are you feeling? How are you? Listen, when you go about your day, my friend, are you letting yourself feel everything? Are you letting yourself experience whatever's coming up? Are you? So my crying all day, every day is a good thing. Amber, your crying every day is exactly what needs to happen until you realize that it's not you. Okay? So whatever is creating the emotional states where the crying is happening, is there an attachment to that? What is it? Or do you allow yourself to experience it? Or is there judgment? Are you judging the one that's crying? Are you making it okay? Or are you making it wrong? This is how we break free. It's that I'm so open. Well, okay. Amber, I hear that. I get that. It's not that you're open, my friend. It's that you are moving deeper into your body. Okay? When we move deeper into our bodies, we become more sensitive. And I'm not talking about an empath or a sensitive person or whatever those terms are. I'm talking about our natural state of being, which is an energetic being in form. You are energy in form. If you're energy in form, you're going to feel everything. You want to change the lens of I'm so open. It's a like almost like a victim mentality. I'm not safe to be open. If I'm open, then I'm going to be crying all day. This is what I mean when I say that we are designed to be safe in body, aligned, feeling everything, knowing that everything is moving. The safest place that you could be is in your body, feeling everything. That's the safest place that you can be. The illusion or the idea that if you are feeling much more, then you're too open. And when you say too open, it means you don't feel safe in the world, because there's these programs that we're taught from a very young age. And even now in the spiritual community, we're taught that it's dangerous to be open. It's dangerous to feel everything. Throw I'm too open out the door. You're an energy, you're a freaking consciousness. You are spirit in form. You are designed to be in body, safe, feeling and experiencing everything. The problem is that we believe that we are what we're feeling. So Amber, the issue it's not even an issue, but the lens you want to use isn't I'm too open. The lens you want to use is, damn, I'm moving deeper and deeper into my body. I am feeling more and more and more. This is an opportunity. This is the gift of me recognizing that I am designed as consciousness and form to feel everything, to feel safe feeling everything. And the more and more that I do that, the more empowered I'm becoming. I'm becoming this badass rock star of consciousness playing a game called the human. This whole program of being an empath and being super sensitive, and somehow having to navigate this energetic world as an empath and a super sensitive is keeping you disempowered. The only place that we are designed to be as consciousness in form is completely energetic and feeling everything. That's how we literally become free. We become free by no longer judging, attaching, or running from anything we're feeling. So you want to pay attention to, but you also want to be compassionate for yourself, Amber, or anyone else that's going through so much. It's intense. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the lens you use, the stories you tell yourself, the attachments that you have. This is evolution. This is our awakening. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. So you're perfect, Amber, the way you are. You're perfect in all of your tears. You're perfect in feeling so open. You're perfect in all of it. You're just remembering how you are designed to be on this planet. You're remembering. You're designed to be a badass honey badger. Forget about October 4th. Throw that shit out the fucking door. Stop playing in any story that holds the illusion that it's for your highest good and it's going to protect you. It's bullshit. Throw it out. Pay attention to you. Go inward. What are you feeling? Do you allow yourself to feel everything? Are you still judging yourself? Are you still judging others? Everything else is a fucking distraction that will disempower you. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's a true story or a false story. It doesn't matter if it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. The only way through this evolution, no matter what they are fucking doing to us, is going inward and recognizing that you are 1,000,000,000% safe to feel everything. Everything. And you settle there. You settle in and you say, bring it on. Bring it on. I don't give a fuck. Bring it on. Don't worry about all the things they are doing. Worry about what's happening internally. And it's a distraction. Everything is a distraction. You're learning how to be similar to Amber, who's crying all the time right now, right? You're learning how to be inside of the body, feeling everything. Anything outside of that will continue to disempower you, period. End of discussion. The case is closed. I'm sorry, but it is. Anything that tells you I'm going to fix you, I'm going to change you, I'm going to show you, do this and then ... will happen, right? It's simple, you guys. It's really, really simple. It's coming back home to you. It's coming back home to your body, the body. It's recognizing what pulls you out. It's recognizing what you feel like before you listen and after you listen. It's recognizing that it doesn't matter. It's recognizing that until you stop running from what you're feeling, you're going to constantly be searching on the outside in the external world. It's recognizing how courageous it takes to go inward. Do you know how courageous it takes to feel like Amber's feeling, who's crying every day, all day? You know how courageous that is? You know, it's much easier to look in the external and say, oh my God, they're telling me that something's happening on this date and this date. I better get ready. I better do this. That is so much easier to do than to do what Amber's doing, which is to feel. Because as soon as you start feeling, you're going to recognize that you're attached to it, that you want to change it, that you have intense limiting beliefs that come through because of the connection from the thoughts to the emotion. You're going to recognize how gosh darn difficult it is to actually just let yourself feel. And then what slowly starts to happen to Amber and to everybody else, including myself, is that you start recognizing, holy shit, I can just feel this. Oh my God, this isn't me. Wait a second, this is actually moving through me. Wait, I actually don't need ... anymore. I'm starting to feel safe. I'm starting to feel freer in my body. I'm starting to feel okay in the world more and more. It's counterintuitive. You think that feeling safe is listening to all these distractive stories, preparing yourself, and thinking, well, if I have all this knowledge in my pocket, I'm going to be safe. Absolutely, unequivocally, no. The way that you're going to feel safe in this world as it continues to collapse and get crazier and crazier and crazier is that you go inward and you start feeling and continue to feel, and you recognize all the thoughts that arise. You recognize how uncomfortable it is. You recognize how you want to crawl out of your skin. You recognize how much you numb. You recognize how much you defend, how much you judge. That the reason that we are not an enlightened and an awakened collective right now is because that is the most difficult thing that we can do. If it wasn't so difficult, we would already be in this beautifully awakened state. We would be walking in this world like absolute badasses, not afraid of a single thing. Why do you think we're not there as a human collective? Because of how challenging and how difficult it is to be inside the body, allowing everything to arise. Not judging, not defending, not attaching. And so the distractions right now are very easy to get pulled into because it's like a numbing. And by the way, the powers that be that are controlling your mind, that are feeding you these stupid fucking stories, know this. They know that the most empowered place that you can be, where you will no longer be controlled, is inside. Trusting and feeling everything. So they will continue to inundate us with fear-based narratives under this disguise that it's for your highest good so that you have knowledge. It's all bullshit. Unless there is a narrative that is telling you to go inward and to feel everything, and that you are safe to feel everything, and that you are safe to be in this world, if those two narratives aren't being told to you, turn the shit off. Turn it off. If it is not telling you that you're safe to be here and that you can feel everything and to get deeper into your body, turn it off. I'm sorry. But that's the truth. And it could take us years and years and years for humans to actually embrace this. People are doing the best they can. Everyone's doing the best they can. You're doing the best you can. I'm doing the best that I can. We're all doing the best we can. But there is going to be the collective energy right now is distraction. Pulling you out of you. Just pay attention. How often do you just sit with you? How often are you quiet with you? How often do you slow down? How often are you feeling your breath? Hi, Kate. We got to get way more quiet. We got to get way more still. We have to refocus back inward. We got to realign with ourselves. No matter what is happening in the external world, if you are not allowing yourself to feel everything that's arising within you, you will continue to be in some sort of state of resistance, restriction, suffering, tightness, get me out of, I'm not safe to, this isn't okay. This is an internal awakening, not external. The external awakens, the external shifts when we recognize the power of being inside the body. And it's the most courageous thing that we can do. So just know that if you are feeling rattled, on rocky ground, uninspired, confused, in fear, no direction, perhaps no motivation, grasping, trying to figure out, trying to find, trying to change, trying to get out of. These are all beautiful indications that you're going inward. These are beautiful indications of you slowly stepping back into you. So don't give up. Be the honey badger. Don't give up. Keep going inward. Keep getting more still, getting more silent, slowing down even more. Yeah, be the honey badger. You can't harden up to your emotions, my friend. Don't harden up to your emotions. Invite them in. Invite every emotion to be there. Invite every emotion to be there. You guys, this is a courageous remembrance. This is a courageous opening and awakening. It takes way more courage to feel than it does to pay attention to the bullshit stories that are being thrown at you as distraction. What does it matter if there's an alien invasion or not, if it's a false flag or not, if you can't sit in your own emotional states that are moving through you? It doesn't matter. So what? You'll continue to be controlled, which means that you'll feel fear, unsafe, and out of alignment if you continue to put the external stories before your own internal beingness. Everything is a distraction. Everything is part of the chess game. Every distraction is part of the chess game to pull you out of the most empowered state that you can be in. Let's pull somebody up on screen. Who has a question? I have a poll to pull someone up right now. Real quick, I'm just gonna. I haven't pulled somebody up on screen in years. But does somebody have a question? Are they? Chemtrails are there. Okay, if you have a question, real quick, go in and request, and I'll pull you up. Let's pull somebody in, shall we? Okay. This will be fun. See if this person joins. Kayla. I don't think it worked. Try it again. Oh, it did.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, is it Kayla?
It is.
Oh my gosh, hello. I haven't done an Instagram live with somebody in forever.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Awesome.
Aww. I'm so happy to connect and just, say hello.
Yeah. What's going on? Anything going on with you?
I was trying to think what my question would be. So I guess what's been going on with me is the past month, just so much change. I've been lucky not to be able to work this past year. And so I've been sitting inward for a good year or so. And it's just, I'm in a whole purification process. Well, really the past 5 years, but the last 6 months, like it's just, purifying on every level. And it's no joke. It's so intense. Yeah.
How would you describe the purification process to people?
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
Yeah. I guess in simple terms, it feels like just anything that has been in my way of how do I say this? Anything that's not resonating with my remembrance, my truest frequency, I'm being asked to look at. I'm being asked to feel.
Yeah.
And 4 years ago, I had a synthetic birth control bar break in my arm. This was like my whole, so I've been always a very, very open kid ever since I was little. Conscious remember speaking to, ancestors and different beings at the age of 6. And that kind of got shut down over time. But 4 years ago, I had a huge health thing happen. I had a synthetic birth control bar be inserted, and it broke upon insert. So I had 4 years worth of synthetic hormones go in my body all at once. And so not only did my body start to shut down, but I was blasted open to like my gifts again. And that was kind of my initiation into waking back up or this huge purification journey.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. It's so incredible, because what you're speaking about, this purification, or we're going to be shown everything that we still believe ourselves to be, right? So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like an ego death after ego death after ego death, over and over and over again. Who do I still think that I am? Who, what do I still, what limiting beliefs are still holding me back? What aspects of Kayla or of Lori just keep popping in and taking control, right? And it can be in a relationship, it can be in the work that you're doing, it could be in anything, but it's going to keep, everything is going to be shown to us, that is the illusion of who we think we are. You know, and I don't know about you, but for me, simply just being witness to it over and over and over again is what dissolves it.
Yeah.
You know, it's oh, can I just be the witness to what this is? And there's layers to that, or levels to this, right? Because when we start to purify, you know, the word you're using, purify, when we start purifying, cleaning out, first we're going to want to change, we're going to want to fix, we're going to try to control, we're going to, you know, do some work, we're going to be like, okay, well, this is how you heal, and this is the process, and you got to go back to this place, and then eventually you realize, holy shit, none of that works because it's all still here. So maybe it's just simply allowing and witnessing. And it's in the allowing and witnessing, that simple of, wow, this is the egoic structures, or the identified narrow focus of who I thought I was. And then there's this, a watcher observer that's like, you've never been any of that. It's like, what?
Yeah. And it like when you're watching yourself, you're just sometimes I'm watching myself and I'm like, holy shit, like I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
You know, when these things come up.
Yeah. You feel crazy.
Yeah.
You feel crazy. Yeah. It's next level when we really start to feel into or be in what we're going through. Awakening out of the illusion of who we thought we were, which is all the stories and programming that we've been told about ourselves, the ways in which we have been taught how to be on this planet, what's okay, what's not okay, what we should or we shouldn't do. And that's why, like, right now, distraction is so important to pay attention to, because we're going to be convinced that we have to do it a certain way, that we have to play in the collective energies that are on the planet right now, the lack, the not good enough. And what's so interesting is that we all have this unique expression within us, this unique signature within us, this unique way of being on the planet. And the whole illusion on this planet is that we are herded like cows. You have to be you have to be like this, you have to talk like this, you have to act like this, right? And you should sound like this, or all these ways in which we have been programmed to be. And what happens in this purification process and all of these multiple ego deaths is that all of that programming starts to be stripped away. And then it's frightening as hell, because now you're standing there like, oh my God, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
How do I want to be? How do I want to show up? And it's scary because there's moments where you don't know. You're literally like, I don't know. But it just keeps being stripped. It just keeps being pulled away from you, because we're designed to be these unique expressions that are all connected as one, but these unique, beautiful expressions that are no longer controlled by anything. It's this deep, deep freedom where you're simply being the you that your signature holds, your energetic frequency holds, and nothing's holding you back. The limiting beliefs and thoughts aren't holding you back. They're just there. Emotions aren't holding you back. It's just there. Trauma isn't holding you back. It's just there. Right? And there's this beautiful essence of Kayla or Lori or whoever that is starting to arise within the physical form and starting to be expressed. And it's really challenging. It's very courageous. It's very difficult, because that truly is the evolution and the breaking free from this confined way that we have been most of our lives.
Right.
Restrictive, tight, in handcuffs. What a gift, you know, to be able to start really being the highest expression, the highest version of you.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I keep getting asked to trust. I just keep hearing trust, 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 trust. And that's kind of been my journey, especially since the birth control thing happened, and I literally had like 8 months of psychosis and my body shut down, and then I didn't take anything. I just kept following my higher self, and my whole journey has been trust and die, and like all these layers are just, it's like, okay, what's next? What's next?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love how you always speak about just having this center where you can stand in everything. And that's what we're moving towards, is creating this place within us that can stand in anything. And it's a courageous journey that we're all on.
Yeah. Once we realize, once we die to everything, once we burn in the fires, once we, feel it all and drop to our knees because of the pain of what we're feeling, there's no shortcuts, right? There's no easy ways through. There's no, let me just sit in meditation and raise my vibration, because you're not in charge of any of that. You're simply designed to allow what is and to courageously be in it while it rattles you back into the most empowered state, which is I can stand and be in anything because it's not me. And the more that we do that, the more we start to activate kind of, or become the versions of us that we're here to be. And so, yeah, it's quite the ride. It's, none of us have the handbook. We're all just remembering how to do it, how to be in it. But trust is huge. Trust is huge. There is never anything that's happening to any of us that is not designed to be happening, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, and if we can trust that, and then the question is, well, how do I get through it? And the answer for me is you trust that whatever it is that's arising just needs to be seen. See it, observe it, witness it, allow it.
And know you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You're going to get through it.
Yes. You always get through it.
That's why there's so much resistance for us humans, is because we think we're not going to be okay. When that's the illusion. We're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
No matter what we're being asked to feel or look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the fun little dance.
Yep. Sure is. Well, thanks, lady, for joining. It's nice to connect.
Are you still in Ireland?
No, I came home a couple days ago. It was a fast trip.
Will you be in Shasta anytime soon? I live really nearby.
Oh, you do? No, I haven't gone up in a couple of years, but we'll see. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for pulling me on. I was too nervous. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, thanks for jumping on and sharing your story with us.
I appreciate you so much. I just want to really reflect that to you, that you are a true gift for all of us. You really help, everyone, but especially everyone who watches, who are really on this full-on journey. You are just such a love and such a gift from the divine, really, to all of us. You've helped me in many times in my life. So
thank you. Thanks, Kayla. Thanks for being here.
Take care.
Bye, love.
Bye.
So somebody asked, I want to quickly answer this and then I'm going to get going. Somebody asked, what do you mean by it's not you? I just want to address this really quickly because it's a really important awareness. when people say, or when I say it's not you, right? The emotion isn't you, the thought isn't you. What I mean is, stay with me on this piece. Okay, so there is the you that identifies with what you're going through. Okay, so when you're feeling anxiety, you actually think that you're anxious. You think that you're the sadness. You think that you're the depression. Okay, you are you have this deep, narrow focus. Okay, that you are what you're experiencing. And when we have this really intense, narrow focus of I'm in lack, I'm not worthy, I'm an insecure person, I am stressed, okay? That's a narrow focus of you believing that you are that. You're identifying with that experience as you, okay? What's happening, and it's what's being asked by this other version of the you that you are, which is the watcher, is that you are not that thought. You're not that emotion. You're not stress. You're not sadness. You're not anger. You're not anxious. You're not depressed. You're not lack. You're not unworthy. Okay. But it is what is arising. It's what is in the now. It's what the body is moving through. The body is moving through that thought, that emotion. And so when you start to recognize this is not me, this is an experience of ... sadness, whatever that is, there becomes a separation. And instead of identifying as that with this narrow focus, you start to widen the lens. You open the aperture opens, and you start to have this wider lens view of what's being experienced. You kind of pop out of what you're thinking you are. You relax. Wait a second. This isn't me. This is something that's being experienced, that I'm feeling, that's intense, that's making me believe that it's me. It's making me believe that it's me. When there's a narrow focus, that's when you're in suffering. When there's a narrow focus, that's when you want to change. When there's a narrow focus, that's when you want to fix. When there's a narrow focus, that's when you're in restriction and in tightness. But when you relax into it, when you see it, when you recognize that there is just simply the one that's identifying with it, the way you practice this is that the moment that you feel any emotion, just recognize, say to yourself as the third person, okay, Kate is feeling anger. Kate's experiencing anger. Lori's experiencing sadness. You know, Lori's experiencing stress. Lori's experiencing anxiety. Anxiety is moving through the body. Stress is moving through the body. Sadness is moving through the body. Irritability is moving through the body. Anger is moving through the body. It's not me. And you may have to do this 8,000 times throughout your day, every day, but do it. Let there start to be a space, a spaciousness between who you think you are, which is the emotion or the thought or the behavior, and who you actually are, which is that awareness, that watcher. And the reason that we are still deeply controlled by the external world and we are deeply distracted is because of how challenging that is. The narrow focus is very easy. The wide focus is very difficult, except that it's not difficult. It's extremely simple. It's very easy. You do it in a moment's, you just do it in the now. You do it in the now. And what eventually starts to happen is there's this simplicity of beingness where you're no longer trying to get out of or change or fix because it's not you. Okay, one other simple technique that you can do when you're really in an emotional state or a thought that's taking you is when you're feeling something intense, when you're feeling something that's really got you, can you just breathe? Just, can you breathe? Can you just find your breath? Try that. And when you, the moment that you can recognize that there is a breath moving through you, then can you say, this isn't me. This emotion is anxiety is not me. Anger is not me. Can you tell yourself third party? I mean, speak to yourself as the third person. Practice that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get going. I think I've been on for longer than an hour. I love you. I'll post this on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll keep it up on Instagram. Just pay attention to distraction and go inward. Go inward, go inward, go inward. Super hard. Also, Align 4.0 is starting on October 3rd, so that's going to be out soon. Look for that. If you haven't done any of my Align classes, I highly recommend it. It's freaking mind-blowing and life-changing. Yeah, thanks for being here, you guys, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for being on the ride.